All right, y'all, so getting right into it, part two. I got some solid feedback from some broskies after the first video. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. I had my most dominant bonsai of my Trident maples, and I really liked the trunk, hated the canopy, and I chopped it really hard. And you know, we've got probably a month and a half, 2 months before they go into dormancy. So my goal was not to allow the trunk to thicken during the fall, but actually to get some more branching going into spring, so that when it buds out, I already have those branches going and can refine a little bit and then let it grow for the season. One of my broskies, who I really respect and appreciate his opinions, Matt Brennan, was saying that maybe this is the wrong time of season to do it. It's better to do it in spring, which that is obviously the common trend, and I respect the hell out of his opinion. And the basis behind that is apparently it won't have enough energy to kick back into the trunk and roots to survive through winter while it's dormant. So there's a couple of options. I can just assume that because I shortened my last one so much and want such a smaller canopy, that it will have enough roots and energy in the roots to bring it out of dormancy and kick off buds in the spring. The second is that I may extend the season out here a little bit and use my grow lights downstairs to get the canopy going, and then let it go into dormancy in the same basement but without grow lights. And the third is that it's going to die and we will all have learned a lesson. So if you have one of these and you're not confident in it, please don't follow my lead as if I am of 100% certainty. I just want to take the risk. I want to get some more branching, and I want to, you know, with the shorter growing season in Northwest Connecticut, I want to kind of maximize growing seasons, get branching, grow size, and now that I have some nice trunk to work with, I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of energy through the winter. So I'm going to do it on half of my trees. I have 10 Trident maples. I'm going to do it on about half, and hopefully at a minimum mine survive. Even if Matt is 100% correct and they die, then we will all know, and it's fine because I have so many trees. Like, it's all an experiment. That's part of the fun. So without further ado, we talked about this yesterday. This front branch, it's got a bulge here because it's got a thick branch going straight out to the right, and then one going straight up vertically, and then one going straight out to the left. And then on both of those side branches, they have a dominant branch going straight up. So all three things I don't want. I don't want anything straight up vertically, and I don't want anything horizontally. And if I am going... All right, so we're going to prune off this branch since it has nothing good to offer, and then maybe we will leave the top portion. Maybe we won't. And I'm pruning as close to the divide as possible, just to leave a little chunk here, just in case there's some dieback. So this branch will probably be taking over as the apex, and it's kind of nice in comparison with the taper of the trunk, in my opinion. It has a ton of leaves going up, not that many branches, but a ton of leaves. So I think that it should be able to kick back enough energy after it kicks off some branches after this pruning to support it through winter. But like I was talking about, total experiment. So I don't know if you can see this up here, but pretty much there's a long shot here, and then just mediocre branches. These two are directly apart from each other, across from each other. And there's a lot of vertical growth, a lot of distance between the branch and the first set of leaves, so I don't like really any of that. But there are some buds here. So do I want to prune it way back and just use this? Or, yeah, I do. It's all an experiment, right? So I'm going to do it just below this branch here. And boom, boom. So, got some nice roots. It's getting seeded in its pot. Lots of leaves. And then we'll see what this produces next year. If this doesn't kick off anything, probably I will prune it back more to here and utilize this as the apex. Cool. So let me show you the rest of the trees before we continue. All right, so this section was the Trident maple and Japanese maple section. So you see this lovely Acer palmatum dissectum, the Crimson Queen. So it's got the coolest colors throughout the season, really. It's getting to a green, maroon, red right now, loving it. And it's really filled out this year, which is great. This I got as a nursery rescue for free, and as you can tell there, that is from a graft. So I don't know what it was grafted from, but that's why there's just a long skinny trunk, and then this, and this was a much smaller canopy, trust me. I've had these for 3 years now. No pruning whatsoever, these two Crimson Queens. So I'm going to put them in larger pots this year and train them as topiaries now that they're more mature. I may even just wrap them up in burlap and keep them in the greenhouse for the winter. Not sure about that, and then repot them in spring. But definitely in the wrong pots right now, but they have come in strong. Okay, back to the topic at hand. If you missed the first episode, you can go back and watch the pruning of this bad boy. It was my most dominant of the bonsai trunks. It's got really cool, I don't know, quasi aerial root system going out. And then I kept some of the bottom leaves and gave it a hard chop because all the branches were coming out this way, but not in a nice windswept and like they grew too close together as babies type of way. So yes, that was the first one. And now this is a planting of 2. There was a third here, and that one probably died of fungicide, or excuse me, fungus, like Sue was telling me about. But if not, I don't know what they died from. And so once again, long and stringy. But with these, with the forest plantings, you can kind of play them off each other so they can be a little shallow towards the interior and grow away, and they kind of play off each other. And so I may just let these develop, see what they do going into spring without any leaves, and then prune them as forest then, just in case my broski Matt Brennan is 100% correct. Not that I'm doubting him. He said it might work, and good luck, but just in case. There's no reason to prune all 10 up. So I guess this is just going to be part 2 of 2 parts. So hopefully we have some success coming out of this. Trident maples, a lot of fun to work with those smaller leaves, loving them. But definitely different than the other maples that I'm used to in this area, the sweet, the sugar maples that I have on my property. They just grow way more vigorously, like kick off huge muscular arms, and they go straight up and almost develop the same size trunk in a small branch, in a new branch, as the Trident maples do over 5 years. So that's the fun of it. That's why they work for bonsai, right? The slower the grower, the better. So I'm Jared Paul, and that's going to do it for the Trident maple pruning for this season. Thank you, Matt, and thanks everybody for your comments and help and information, because this is my 5th year as bonsai. So if you're new to it, just stay humble, learn from everybody else that's been around for a while, learn from their mistakes, because I have doubted people and then done it myself and made the same mistake and gone, oh, they were correct. So sometimes just save yourself the time. So I'm Jared Paul from the ranch, and from my family to yours, cheers.